This is video 87 on a Home Assistant ESPHome LVGL embedded solution. During the last half of April, ESPHome released the 2026.4 update. This is a major upgrade, and one of the most important was the LVGL upgrade from 8.4 to version 9.5. Any LVGL upgrade involves major syntax changes. In this video, we look at the impact to ESPHome. Please let us know in the comments if you like this example, or let us know if you have suggestions to improve it. We have two test rigs. The first utilizes an ESP32S3 USB board connected to an ILI9488 display. The second is an RPI Pico-W USB board connected to an ILI9341 display. As this channel covers multiple small system solutions over time, please subscribe to stay informed, and click like, as that really helps. As this is a major release, in this video we focus on the simple setup of the display in our test rigs. We'll look at the 2026.4 release notice for the LVGL update. We'll demonstrate simple screens for each display using both test rigs. We explain the test rig wiring. We'll discuss the release in a little more detail. Finally, we review the display rotation syntax changes. Before we show the demonstrations, let's look at the 2026.4 release and LVGL update. The April release provides improved performance while compiling for existing configurations. For example, the ESP32S3 defaults back to 240 MHz operation. The LVGL changes are subtle. Displays are standardized and categorized by type, for example, MIPI SPI or MIPI RGB. Touch screens are synchronized to display rotation. Most importantly, this occurs while using the standard ESPHome syntax. So unlike LVGL-C and MicroPython LVGL code, most of your existing YAML configurations will compile as is. Let's see the demonstrations. The demonstration consists of a simple screen, which is on both test rigs. We are looking at the Pico-W test rig now. The screen has a slider with its current value and a label, and we can click on the slider. You can see that we can change the value. In the center are 4 buttons, one for each orientation. Let's click on 90, which is the landscape orientation. Now we can click on the slider again. You can see it's operating correctly. Let's choose the next button. Still operating correctly. Final orientation. Still operating correctly. And now back to portrait mode. Okay, let's try the other test rig. We've now switched to the ESP32S3 test rig, and we're showing the screen in portrait mode. Let's click the slider. You can see we can easily change its value. Let's put it in landscape mode. Now inverse portrait mode. And finally, inverse landscape mode. And back to portrait mode. Okay, you can see that the screen works very well. And that's the demonstrations. Here we show a picture of each test rig. The ESP32S3 is connected to the large ILI9488 display. The Pico-W is connected to the small ILI9341 display. So it could do the ILI9488, but that consumes a lot of memory. And since the Pico-W has less memory and no PS RAM, the ILI9341 was a better fit. Here is the wiring. We ensured the ILI9488 display only used the MISO pin in the touch port of the display, as this is documented in a previous video. When deploying to the Pico, we always built the UF2 file manually. Later, we could make minor changes using over-the-air. 2026.4 is a major release. The release ensured major performance improvements, which dovetailed with previous improvement efforts over the past 5 months. They added signed OTA verification that improved security, and they added custom partition tables and memory optimizations that improved deployment. The ESPHome team anticipated minor issues and rapidly released updates. As part of the LVGL 9.5 upgrade, the release included subtle changes to LVGL widgets and their parameters. Although most LVGL upgrades make significant changes to command names and syntax, this impact is mitigated on the ESPHome by the declarative configuration of LVGL widgets using the ESPHome YAML syntax versus the imperative programming of C or MicroPython. In this manner, ESPHome users only needed to make a simple change to the display component, and the rest of their existing LVGL YAML simple syntax simply compiled without further changes. However, Lambda code may need to be reviewed carefully. Finally, we noticed that the documentation has been expanded and contains more setup examples. Since the biggest change is display and rotation, let's look at it. First, the ESPHome programmers changed the platform of the display component from the old Arduino library names like ILI988 to new names that represent the display's communication. MIPI is Mobile Industry Processor Interface, which refers to a set of standards for communication with displays by an alliance of the manufacturers. These standards allow developers to create drivers to initialize and control the displays. There are standards for SPI that are serial, RGB that are parallel, and recently DSI communication. Since LVGL coordinates both the display and touch responses of its widgets, the rotation was moved to the LVGL component. Touchscreen is declared with a reference to the display. As read, the transform was supposed to be removed, but we found that transform was still needed. The display should be tested while in portrait mode and then entered the setting. Later, the LVGL set rotation command will correctly adjust the touchscreen. To demonstrate the correct transform, we declared 4 buttons. Here you see the button that sets the screen to portrait mode. Here you see the second button, which sets the screen to landscape mode. We saw in the demo that pressing the button immediately shifted the screen, display, and touch. We saw the touches performed correctly in the new orientation. Thus, the LVGL 9.5 upgrade improves the performance and capabilities, and with small syntax changes. And we found that this minor change actually improves the operation on the display. In summary, in this video we discussed the 2026.4 release. We demonstrated a simple display and showed rotated screens. We explained our test rigs and wiring. We explained the 2026.4 release in more detail. We reviewed the configuration of a simple test screen with a slider and buttons for runtime rotations. And finally, this was a brief explanation of the 2026.4 release and the LVGL 9.5 upgrade. Hopefully, you can continue to use LVGL in your next project using the latest ESPHome release. Thank you for listening.